What's going on, folks? Been a busy day for me today. Um, I had to come up and give my thoughts on the Colorado USC game. Great game. It looked like in the first half that Colorado was outmatched again. You don't want to have a bad performance, especially coming off that drubbing that they took versus Oregon. But the first half, they just they didn't look like they were ready. It looked like I tell you what, USC's play calling in the first half was stellar. Their offensive coordinator, whoever that is for USC, was getting the job done. And then Colorado came out in the second half and just started going off. That's the best way to describe it. Just started going off. USC versus Colorado. Let me see if we can get, like, I want to see the stats and stuff. More about the game. Player stats. Yeah, Caleb Williams went the hell off. That kid. Let me move myself over just a tad bit so you can see these stats. Let me give me 1 second. Let me lock this in. And let me see if it's nope, that's them up. Let me move you over here. There we go. So Caleb Williams is the real deal. That boy balled out. And in the second half, Shador Sanders just came back and said, "Hey, I ain't no chump either." So they both had a pick, but for the most part, they were throwing the ball around. Shador settled down and started playing up to his potential. But Caleb Williams, that kid is for real. That kid is for real. And if he stays healthy, right now, he would get my vote. Yo, Cali, Omarion Miller, Lord have mercy. Omarion Miller, that kid is the truth. So here's the question. Here's the question on Miller. If Travis Hunter had not gotten hurt, would we ever have seen him in a game? So this is where I look at somebody like Dion and I say, what was going on where that talent was not on the field? I need a reason. Because he didn't just show up and do that. They've seen that talent before. So what was missing? Why was he not on the field? That's the question I want. That's what I want to know. And this is where Prime falls into the same type of pitfalls as any other coach. You got 22 players on the field, but there's only one ball. And sometimes you spend too much time or too much focus on a particular player, whoever it is, and you don't see the forest for the trees. So why didn't this kid play last week against Oregon? If he did, I didn't see him or hear anything about him. That's where you get into a situation where Prime, you know a lot about football, but it's all about knowing your personnel. Because if you'll sit there and tell me you knew he had it in him, why wasn't he playing? Was he that bad in practice during the week? Because if so, if he wasn't doing his assignments and everything, what he was supposed to be doing during the week, I can accept that. But if this is a kid that's been busting his butt and all of that kind of stuff, why was that talent not on the field? He's a 5-star recruit, just like some of the other people you got out there. How did he get overlooked? Because he may have offered you a better alternative than what you put out there last week. Yeah, I get you, Callie. He's a freshman, low man on the totem pole, but that's supposed to be Dion's advantage. He's supposed to game recognize game. Ain't that what he says? He's supposed to be able to see that. So whatever the reasons is, he's out there now. So now you got Omarion Miller, and whenever Travis Hunter comes back, now you got two guys that can really wreck some shop. You got some primetime players that you need to put in to position to really put some points on the board. You know what your weaknesses are. In my opinion, Colorado's weaknesses are their offensive line is undersized and their defensive line is undersized. Their defensive line is fast, but just like you saw against Oregon, they got beat up on the line of scrimmage. Oregon's takeoff was killing them. And they are fast, but they just don't have the beef and the weight to really hold up. They're going to get run over. You know what I mean? So what are you going to do? And if not for nothing else, I want to see the press conference with Deion Sanders, and I want to see him explain to me why his offensive coaches ran the ball 3 times with the time running down on the clock and late in the fourth quarter when you're trying to get another opportunity to score. He wasted probably about 1:15 by running the ball like he did. I need an explanation for that. You got to have your coaches on point. You're supposed to be with people that know about that. And that was a failure, an abstract failure on your offensive play callers to run the ball. And then why you trying to run Dylan Edwards, who's one of the smaller guys on your team? Why you trying to run them up the middle when you know SC's got 6, 7, and 8 men in the box? Why are you trying to do that? Get that kid outside in space. Do something. Do something. But all of that is film study because you don't do anything different. So you got to start same play, different formation. Run the same play from a different formation or a different set. You got to start doing something. Dylan Edwards is not going to run through the line of scrimmage unless there are holes there. He's quick enough to get through, but if he gets traffic, he's not bringing enough weight to break through to the second level. He can make some people miss, but when it comes to contact, when you going from tackle to tackle, there's not really much room to bounce off. You can make somebody miss, but if you have to bounce off, it's too much. Defense has too much support and too much other help coming in to help make the play. So that no water. That's gonna be very difficult, and I don't understand why they're not trying to get that kid outside. Get that kid outside in space and let him use his speed. He's not going to bang up the middle with a linebacker. He's always going to lose that battle. Always. So, but I tell you what, man, it looked like homecoming at the end of the first half. And then shout out to Colorado for fighting back and giving themselves an opportunity to win. Coaches lost that game. First half, it looked like SC was just outmatched. It looked like SC just outmatched Colorado. The chessboard, SC just won the battle. Their play column was phenomenal. Some of the plays that they were running, Colorado just couldn't catch up. And in the second half, Colorado buckled down and they got with it and started taking care of business. And slowly but surely, they brought it back. Man, that kid, Omarion Williams, boy. That boy is no joke. Congratulations to him. I want to see more of him. Player stats, Colorado. Hankerson has been running the ball good. If you want to run somebody inside, run him inside, but he's still a smaller guy. Dylan Edwards, 12 carries for 44 yards. Let's get that kid out in space. He's got the speed. Hankerson's a more powerful back, but he's not even a bigger guy. So, you got to do better than that. And Omarion Miller, 7 catches, 196 yards. Jimmy Horn Jr., who's no slouch, 7 for 84. That's a good day. So, Xavier Weaver, 7 for 29. That means you throwing screen passes and checkdowns to that kid. But, hey, Omarion Miller and Jimmy Horn Jr., that is a great day throwing the ball. So, they still got to get some pieces together. Colorado, they got a team. They got a squad that can compete. That is a good bounce back after what happened at Oregon. Because Oregon, they just got drubbed. Oregon, they didn't belong on that field, in my opinion. Oregon was just a better team across the board. They matched up a lot better with SC, although it took them to the middle of the second quarter to kind of wake up, and then you were too far behind. Because if they played like the second half and the first half, Colorado may have won this game. Because clearly SC's defense is not all of that. And rest assured that other teams that play SC are going to watch this tape and figure out what Shedeur Sanders did to the Trojan defense. And rightfully so. Because what do you think SC did? They watched the Oregon game and they figured out what they could do against Colorado. I don't understand as far as Colorado's offense. I do not understand why, or at least the optics of it looks like, Colorado has no hot routes. I don't understand why Shedeur Sanders is taking so long to get rid of the ball. I know that's been their bread and butter, but when you see them stacking the line of scrimmage and you know they blitzing, somebody's got to be open. You got to throw the ball to a zone, a hot route, or something, because you do not have time to hold on to the ball. As soon as you get the snap, you got to take off. And you already off your marks. Now you're running for your life. And you can't do that. You got to be able to outsmart that. If somebody's blitzing on the line of scrimmage, that means he's leaving the zone. If somebody's blitzing, that means somewhere on the field is open. That's what a hot route is for. A hot route is for where the blitzer just came from. But you got to get rid of the ball quick. And Shedeur, for him to take that sack when he did, was inexcusable. And that's why I want to hear in the press conference what Prime is going to say about his offensive coaches. Because I won't say that they lost him the game. What I will say is they cost him an opportunity to win the game. And as you can see, the way Colorado was scoring points, all they needed was that opportunity. That's all they needed. So, having said all of that, props to Sanders, props to Coach Prime, props to Omarion Miller, props to Caleb Williams. That boy was the truth. That boy was the truth. Marshawn Lloyd, 84 yards rushing, 6.5 yards a carry, 13 for 84. That's a good day running the ball. Taj Washington, 8 for 117. Brendan Rice, 5 for 81. He spread the ball around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 different receivers caught passes from Caleb Williams. That's how you spread it around. What does Shedeur do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different receivers caught passes. That's not bad. That's not bad. But Caleb Williams, 10 different receivers catching the ball, that's opening up your offense. So, good game, good comeback by Colorado. They made it respectable. Now you look like a team that belongs. You took your lumps against Oregon. Now you look like a team that belongs. Now let's see if we can get this momentum going forward. And again, watch the tape and see what you need to do differently. Because you got the right ingredients, but I don't think you cooking right on offense. I don't think you cooking right on offense. If you get a defensive line that puts pressure on Shedeur, y'all are in trouble because you got to get some plays where he can get rid of the ball quickly. And it's like, even if you have them, it's not like you're using them at the right time. That's what it seems like. I could be wrong because I don't know what your scheme is. I don't know what the logic and the strategy is, but when you know they blitzing, you better have something for that blitz. You better have some type of hot route or some way to get rid of the ball quickly. And it can't be trying to run the ball on a draw up the middle. That just doesn't make sense to me. So, but I'm watching. Good way to bring it back, Prime. I'm going to see if I can catch his press conference or see the highlights of it or whatever and see if he has an answer for that. Because that is one problem that you must solve if you plan on being successful. So, as usual, I appreciate you guys. If you like the content, please hit that subscribe button, click on that notification bell, and I will see you guys